everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to tie a couple different bows for cards or for layouts. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to take a piece of ribbon, okay, and you'll make a loop on one side. Different techniques work for different people, so I'm just going to show you a few different techniques. Make a second loop with some slack in the middle, and then cross those over, bringing the back one into the hole and pulling tight. And you'll have too big of a bow. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to shorten it by pulling each of the tails separately and then tightening that bow. Okay? Once you have that knot secure, hold it in the middle and then just pull the tails until those bows are exactly the right size for you, depending on what you're looking for. Okay, and you'll just keep doing this until you have the exact size bow that you want. Takes a little patience, but that's it. And your tails will both go down this way, and then you'll just trim your tails, and this is ready for a card. Okay, another way to tie a bow is to make the loop, and then you'll want to go behind it. Let me do it again. Behind it, and then up through that hole. Okay, and that will make the tails both go the correct way. Again, you'll tighten it like so until you get the exact size bow that you want. And the tails will both go point towards the bottom again. Okay? So there's two different ways to tie the bow. Let's move on to a thin flat bow. Okay? So that for this, we're going to need a long piece of ribbon and a short piece of ribbon. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to tie a knot, start to tie a knot in the long piece in the middle. Okay? Before we tighten that knot, slip your short piece through the hole and then tighten your knot. Oops, sorry, under the camera. And then tighten your knot with that short piece in there. And that will give you a nice short piece. Let me grab a card form. And a nice flat bow to go on a card, just like that. And then you can trim the sides. Okay? That's one way to do it. Okay? Another way to do it is to, and then, with this way, then you can just tape it behind here, behind the card before you put it on there. And that gives you a nice flat bow. Another way is to have a piece of ribbon, and what we're going to do is we're just going to tie a knot in the middle. Okay, keep it around our finger just like that. Okay, and then tie it again so that it's a knot, okay, with that little piece around your finger. Okay, make sure that knot is nice and secure before you take it off your fingertip. Okay, and then you can put it on your card. We'll just take this quick so that you can see the difference of these two flat bows. These are good, especially if you're going to be sending these cards. Okay, so we have this, and we're just going to snip this right in the middle, and you have your flat bow, just like that. Okay, so there's two different ways to do a flat bow, and there's two different, here I'll take this one too, just so we can see the difference. Okay, two different ways to do a flat bow. One's longer than the other, but that's okay. And two different ways to tie a regular bow. So again, that way was to make a loop, make a second loop with some slack in the middle, and then cross those over, bringing the back one into the hole and pulling tight. Okay, and then you'll just pull these ribbon pieces down and tighten that bow and then fluff the little bow parts. And there's your pretty little bow. Okay? And the other way was to make a loop, go behind the loop, and then back up through the hole, and then you have your bow going this way. And I'll do this with thinner ribbon too quick for you, so you can see. Okay, so there's that little bow. Okay, I'm hoping that you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. So, loop, loop, okay, cross over, bring the back one, push it through the center, and pull tight. Then loosen these two so they're smaller, so you can pull them tight again and make them just the right size. Okay? And then the other way was to do the loop, go behind the loop, okay? All the way behind, and keep going all the way behind again so that you can come through where your finger is, okay? Then pull through that loop and then tighten your bow until it's perfect. Okay? So there's two different ways to make this type of bow and two different ways to make the flat bow. And just so that you can see how easy it is to make the other bow with thin thread, I'm going to do that, or thin ribbon, I'm going to do that quick for you too. Loop, loop, okay, cross them over, cross them over so you look like you have a Mickey Mouse, okay, and then bring the back one in through the center and pull tight. Now loosen those legs of that ribbon and then pull those the ribbon loops tight again. And then the other way to do that is to tie the loop, or make a loop, go behind the loop and around to the front, back behind again, behind, and then pull it through that center. Okay, then pull tight. If you start to see that you don't have enough ribbon to pull it any tighter, then you can stop and pull there. And then just loosen these up until it's the right size. You can hold up tight onto that knot so that it doesn't loosen the knot up too much, until you have your perfect little ribbon. So I hope this has helped. Thanks for watching.